Hey, shalom, shalom. All right, we are the Hebrew Israelites to come out to you weekend. They come out to you week in, week out, to prophesy the downfall and the destruction of this wicked kingdom known as America, aka Babylon the Great. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. But before we get started with this camp session, we're going to turn to the east to give our honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the hopeful elect. All right, that are out there diligently pushing His word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, so, we're back out here once again. All right, through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Shem Yahushai, move by fear for the Lord. Okay, to preach. All right, the downfall of this system. Okay, Babylon the Great, America, which is Esau's kingdom. Esau pertaining to the so-called white man. Okay, this is his kingdom, right? His kingdom is coming to a screeching halt. Okay, his economy is failing. All right, his people are failing him. All right, everything about this man is decaying and slowly diminishing. All right, and because the Lord has set up certain men, all right, to come out here and to teach His word, okay, speaking the words of the Lord through the scripture, all right, a lot of these prophecies, a lot of these things are being made manifest. And why, you ask, you may wonder why, because these words that we speak are life, man. Okay, the words that are coming out of these scriptures bring forth life, all right, and produce life, causing certain things to take place on the face of the earth, okay? And as we see it, right, you see in, the world, okay, as a whole, okay, is crying to the Lord, man. You can see that in nature itself, all right, the beasts of the field, the animals, right, the world itself. You got, earthquakes, all right, in diverse places, storms, sinkholes, all right. This place is crying out unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Just like the men of the Lord, the men that sigh and cry, the men and few women that sigh and cry for all the abominations that are being done here in America. Because we're tired of it. Okay, we're tired of this system. We're tired of being let down, so to speak, by this system, right? Being put down, okay? Being treated as the scum of the earth, right? But all that soon enough is about to be flipped on its head, man. Okay, right side up, right? Because this world that we're living in is out of course. It's upside down. The Lord is about to put it right back up, okay? Right side up, where you'll have Yahushai, all right, in the ruling seat, okay? The King over all the universe. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, right? And how certain men, the 144,000 underneath, and they're the remnant, the elect, all right? But before we get to that point, a lot of things still are taking place and still need to take place in order to fulfill, okay, the manifestation of our Lord, the return of our Lord. You see? Because the Lord is not going to send forth, the destruction isn't going to come, okay, until everyone, all the elect have been sealed, right? And so until everyone is sealed, okay, then the destruction comes, all right? And the Lord is at work, and we're seeing bit by bit, little by little, that the Lord is listening to our cries, man, all right, listening to our pleas, okay? We're pleading unto the Lord, right, to bring destruction, send punishments unto this to Babylon, the beast system, okay, So without further ado, let's just jump right on into the scriptures. We're going to start in the book of Jeremiah, and I'm gonna read it in the NLT. All right, Jeremiah chapter 6. And I'm going to start at verse verse 10. Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 10. And it reads, to whom can I give warning? Who will listen when I speak? Okay. So Jeremiah here, he's asking a question, to whom can I give warning? Well, pursuant to Amos, the third chapter, the Lord doeth nothing unless he reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Okay. So when the Lord reveals certain things unto his men, right, those same men that he set up, okay, will speak on those things, and these things will come to pass, right? The same men who he sets up on the highways and hedges week in and week out to speak against this place, okay, and to speak of the prophecies, to speak of the things that are coming in the near future, right? Those are the certain men that the Lord has set up to give warning, to get the blood off of their hands, okay? And that's what we're doing this for, to get the blood off of our hands. And you can't say that you hadn't been warned, right? Because while you still had the liberty and the chance to repent and to take heed to the words of the Lord, you moved your shoulder, man. You despised to hear the words of the Lord. Okay? And that's why in the day of trouble, the day of pain and suffering and tribulation, the Lord is going to despise you. All right? It says, to whom can I give warning? Who will listen when I speak? Their ears are closed and they cannot hear. Right? Because not only are they refusing to hear the words, but the Lord put a stumbling block, all right, on these people, okay, causing them not to believe what's coming out of the men of the word, out of the mouths of certain men that are lowly, okay, that are despised, that are looked down upon, right? They see a man on the side of the street, they don't want to inquire of those sayings, because for them, you have to come from, you have to have a background in theology. You have to be articulate, right? You have to look a certain way. You got to be behind a pulpit in a three-piece suit, right? But this is exactly why the Lord set up these, certain men, okay? The prophets weren't, glorified. The prophets were never glorified, man. The prophets never had, outlandish attire to appeal the masses, right? To attract people, okay? The prophets were, in fact, were rejected and despised because of the words that they spoke, okay? Because before the Lord brought forth any judgment on the face of the earth, he set up these men to speak of the downfall. People don't want their kingdom to fall. People want their kingdom to live forever, okay? Well, I got news for you. No kingdom lasts more than 200, 300 years, give or take, right? We're at the tail end of this man's kingdom. You see? It says, their ears are closed and they cannot hear. They scorn the word of the Lord. They don't want to listen at all. So I am filled with the Lord's fury. Yes, I am tired of holding it in. Okay, Jeremiah was tired of holding back, man. All right, they called Jeremiah the weeping prophet, because Jeremiah was always crying and sighing unto the Lord, man. Just fed up with the Israelites, just fed up with our people. See, but now it's at a point where Jeremiah, he couldn't hold back any longer. Okay, because the times, such as ancient Babylon, the modern day Babylon, which is America, okay, is on its tail end. And now is the time to wake up out of your sleep, man. Right? Real quick, let's get that in Romans. The book of Romans, chapter 13 and 11 in the NLT, it says, this is all the more urgent for you know how late it is. Time is running out. Wake up, for our salvation is nearer now than when we first believed. Okay, you got brothers that have been in this truth for years, a few months. Okay, but even now, up until this very point, man, our salvation is nearer than when we first believed. Okay, times is speeding up. Times is moving rapidly at a rapid rate. Okay, things that are happening now are happening at a more higher rate, at more frequency than they were 6 months ago. a year ago, 3 years ago. Okay? You know, things are moving so fast, right? People are even people that are in the world are you know, acknowledging the fact that time is speeding up, right? Days are going by quicker, weeks, months, right? I feel like just recently, man, we was just in the new year. It's month 7, about to roll on month 8, okay? Which leaves only 4 more months of this year, and then it's a new year, man. You see? Times are speeding up, man. So it's time now. It's time to be urgent, man, and get your life in order. Make no tarrying to turn to Yahweh Shem Yahushua before it's too late. And a lot of these people are gonna take their very sweet time, drag their feet until the very last end. But then by that point, it's going to be too late. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 11. It says, "So now I am filled with the Lord's fury. Yes, I am tired of holding it in. I will pour out my fury on children playing in the streets and on gatherings of young men, on husbands and wives, and on those who are old and gray. Their homes will be turned over to their enemies as their fields and their wives. For I will raise my powerful fist against the people of this land, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua." You see? So the Lord is going to raise up his powerful fist. In other words, bring destruction. Okay, we're witnessing that as we speak. See, judgment being judgment going throughout the earth. Right? You just had some Eve get gunned down in her own home because she rebuked some an Edomite cop, right, in the name of Jesus. Look where that got her. Put her back here, straight back in the spirit world, when the Lord clearly commanded us not to have no other gods above him, right? Let alone have the names of those gods come out of our mouths. See, but look at where that got her, right? So it says, verse 13, "From the least to the greatest, their lives are ruled by greed. From prophets to priests, they all are frauds. They offer superficial treatments for my people's mortal wound. They give assurance of peace when there is no peace." And these are talking about these false priests, false prophets, you know, spreading empty promises, you know, superficial treatments, as it says in the NLT, right? For my people's mortal wounds, okay? Leading the Lord's people into a ditch, you know. Now, obviously, there's a divide, there's a difference between the elect of the Lord's people and 2/3 of the Lord's people, right? The elect of the Lord's people are those who have repented and turned back to the old path, the old ways, and repented and turned back to the Lord with their whole heart, their whole mind. And then you have those who rejected the Lord, who despise the words of the Lord and want to continue in the world, right? However, they're still the Most High's chosen people, all right? Because as a nation, as a whole, we are his people, right? But he has his elect, and he has his elect for judgment, his elect for destruction, you see? An elect for salvation and deliverance and righteousness, and an elect for destruction, for evil, and for folly and wickedness, right? In judgment, harsh judgment. It says, verse 15, "Are they ashamed of their disgusting actions? Not at all. They don't even know how to blush. Therefore, they will lie among the slaughter. They will be brought down when I punish them, saith the Lord." All right? So, hey, these people are going to get really jacked up out here, man. Okay? For the sake of not, adhering to the words of the Lord. All right? Despising the words of the Lord. Rejecting this truth, rejecting the men that the Lord set up. Okay? Every man, every idle word is going to come into action in that day, man. Okay? Everything that you put in, or the lack thereof, you're going to reap what you sow. Okay? Let's get real quick the book of Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and 13. every man's work shall be made manifest. Okay, and that's referring to whether it's good or whether it's bad. Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it. The day of the Lord is going to declare your works and what you put into this, to the Lord's ministry or the lack thereof. Okay, whether you wanted to continue in the ways of this world and the ways of Esau, right? Your work is going to be made manifest. Okay, whether that's through famine, if you partake in the ways of the world and Esau, it's going to be you're going to experience it through famine, right? By the sword, right? Pain and anguish, suffering, hardships, turmoil, you name it. All negative things are coming your way. You see? But if you put forth your works into reaping the benefits of the Lord, right? Which is salvation, which is deliverance, the Lord guiding you through dire circumstances, okay? Jacob's trouble. Not too many people can say that, you know, they're going to have, they're going to be guided or led, you know, during Jacob's trouble. See, people don't even know about Jacob's trouble. You ask somebody about Jacob's trouble, they say, "Oh, that's talking about what happened in the past when Israel was besieged." All right, no, Jacob's trouble wasn't referring to then. It's referring to what's coming today, in these days. Okay. But it says, let's get back to the point. Verse 13, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. A fire going into adversity. Okay? What matter of adversity is going to try your faith and try your works? Okay? The Lord sends you adversity. Are you going to fold? Okay? Or are you going to trust in the Lord? Right? The Lord, there's two types of pressure, right? Pressure that creates diamonds, or you got pressure that bursts pipes. You know, as the elder brother, you know, elder bishop in GMS Atlanta, okay, he often references, you know, are you going to be the one that where the pressure comes is going to create diamonds, or are you going to be the one when pressure comes that's going to burst pipes? Okay, the choice is yours. I want to be under the form of when pressure comes, man. You know, the Lord is creating a diamond, right? That's why we're taking these quote unquote L's on this side. The Lord is refining us, okay, through the fire of adversity. Okay, let's get that in the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter. Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and I'll start at verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. It says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Right? Cleave unto the Lord, cleave unto him, right? And constantly endure. This is a thing of endurance. This is not a quick and swift race to the finish line. Right? This is a matter of enduring. Right? Matthew the 24th chapter says, let's get it. This is the book of Matthew. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22. Or Salakia. Verse 13. Matthew 24 and 13. And it reads, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right? But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So this is a matter of endurance. Okay? This is not a sprint. All right? If it was a sprint, man, the kingdom would already have been here, and brothers would have been, you know, sprinting, you know, doing all that they can quick and in a hurry, right? Just to be able to, you know, for deliverance. But that's not how you can gauge a man's faith or his diligence, or you can't gauge someone's character in that fashion. You gauge a man's character by a matter of how long he can endure something, right? Can he endure pain? Can he endure sufferings, right? Can he take certain things on the chin and keep it moving with a smile on his face? That's how you judge a man. That's how you can make a sound judgment of someone, right? And that's how the Lord is trying us, okay? Trying our faith. Our faith is being exercised, and that's exactly what it is, right? Sirach chapter 2 and verse 5. For gold is let's read verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. See? So gold is tried in the fire, right? That's how you're able to judge the character, all right, of a piece of fine gold. Okay? To see its purity, its purest form, is by a matter of putting it under fire. Okay? Because it'll burn out its purity, impurifications, right? Purify the gold. Okay? And just as in that same fashion, and acceptable men are tried in the furnace of adversity. Okay? That's how the Lord is purging out and getting rid of, the impurities of man. Okay? Putting us through certain situations, right? Tougher situations that most people can even handle. And every man is different. Every woman is different. Okay? That is in this truth. See? Some people may be able to take on more than the next man. Or one woman may be able to withstand more pressure than the next woman, right? In this truth. But our level of faith and our level of being able to take on adversities it far exceeds people of this world. They don't stand a chance. They can't walk a mile in our shoes, as the world says. They don't stand a chance by doing what we do, taking on what we take on, right? And that in itself is a gift from the Lord. 1 Corinthians 10 and 13 says, how, let me just read it. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and 13, there have no temptation taking you, but such as common to man, but the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. So the Lord even knows your character. The Lord knows exactly who you are. He's the creator of all spirits, father of all spirits, right? His incorruptible spirit is in all things. So the Lord created you, therefore he knows exactly what you're capable of. The Lord created us, so he knows exactly what we're capable of individually, right? And you may have to put your faith to works. You gotta be, when you pray for certain things, you pray for faith, you pray for wisdom. Hey, the Lord's gonna put you in certain situations where you're gonna have to act on those things, man. And you're gonna have to show. It's like a trial period, like a probational period at your job. Okay. You want to be put in a higher position. Well, your boss may put you to the test and be like, show me what you're capable of. He may add more demanding tasks on top of what you're already taking on, to see if you have the bandwidth to be able to compartmentalize and take care, and handle those situations. Okay, those pressurized situations, like a pressurized chamber, right? And if your boss can see that, that you can handle it, hey man, he might give you more responsibility, might give you a booster in your pay, right? You may see a pay jump, next paycheck. You see, you may not get the full on, role, all right, the whole title of the next thing in line, but your boss may see potential, just as the Lord will, right? So if your boss is capable of doing such things, imagine what the Lord is capable of doing, what he's capable of doing. You ask for more faith and you ask for more wisdom, right? The Lord may put you in certain situations where you're going to have to exercise your faith. You're going to have to exercise your wisdom. You may have to be in a position to where you will have to use sound judgment, right? Shalom, bro. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I remember you. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, how you been?
I've been all right doing being on the streets and stuff, a little different, but working some avenues. Go ahead and make some stuff happen. My VH stuff rolling. I'll be back.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Keep thriving, man. Keep pushing, man. Hey, it's good to see you.
That's fine.
All right, bro. You know. So when the Lord puts you through these certain tests, put you through these situations, okay, you may have to exercise that wisdom, right? Scriptures go into how you got to be, the Lord sent us as sheep amongst wolves. You be wise as harmless as a dove, wise as a serpent. Okay, He may put you in a position to where any other person bug out and lose their shit, lose their cool, but you got to be able to control that, control those emotions, okay, and not act on your emotions and act logically, right? Think of be spiritually minded, man. Okay, and then He may graduate you to the next level, right? Graduate you to the next, next position in this truth, in this ministry. You see, so kind of went on a tangent, but the Spirit led me there. But anyways, what we were previously going into was, how whether or not you was whatever you put forth into the truth or the lack thereof, man, the Lord is going to respond accordingly. Okay, He's going to respond accordingly. He's going to remember those who made that effort. Okay, it's all about effort, right? If you see somebody that you know, you got two people that's right? You're gonna trust the person who you're gonna trust more, and give more responsibility, give more leeway to the person who shows to have more effort, who puts more effort into doing whatever, right? Versus the next person who doesn't put forth that effort, who's kind of lazy, who just expects things to come his way, is not very diligent. Okay, you're gonna trust the person who puts in that effort. Hey, man, the Lord is no different, man. You gotta think logically, man. The Lord is logical, right? The Lord isn't based off of emotion. Okay, and a lot of these things you can for people who are in the business world, or you can base a lot of your judgment or your leadership skills just based off of this alone in itself, because this requires you to use wisdom, man. But that's worldly, that doesn't really matter. The most important thing is what the work that you're doing for the Lord. Okay, but the point of it is the Lord, He sees your effort. He sees you coming out here every single week. He sees you uploading your lessons. He sees you as if you're a woman. He sees that if you're serving the ministry in some way, form, or fashion. Being, if you have a husband, you're taking care of your husband. You're being his peace, his rest, his pillar of rest. You see, the Lord sees that. It doesn't go unnoticed, right? But then you got people who don't put forth any effort, okay? Who's just, lazy, expects things to come their way, and is just out here in the world just wasting, hot air, man. Just a waste of hot air. See, the Lord's going to remember you. So when you're calling upon the Lord in that day, in Jacob's trouble, He's going to remember you, and He's going to hear your cry. Okay, He's going to hear your plead. All right, He's going to work with you. He's going to work with us, man. You see, it says Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, the strength of thy salvation. The fear of the Lord is His treasure, man. So having the fear of the Lord, okay, the Lord is going to look out for you. The Lord's going to send angels your way, man. The Lord may send a raven while you're out there being as a pilgrim upon the earth. Okay, you sleep up under a tree or a gourd, as in the book of Jonah. You're under a gourd, and the sun is beaming down on you, and blocking out the sun, you may be hungry. You may have gone a day or two without food. Day 3, okay? Starting to get a little sluggish. Hey, the Lord may very well send a raven or animal of some sort to bring you food. Same as the Lord did for Elijah, okay? The Lord is the same then than he is today. He hasn't changed one bit, okay? So where was I? Oh, 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. There have no temptation taking you, but such as common to man, but the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. You know, he knows exactly what you need in order for you to get to that next level. Okay, he knows what you can take. He knows what you can bear. Right? He knows your breaking point. You know, we all got him, and the Lord can't tip you over and put you over the top. You know, it's like being in the gym. Okay, you're not gonna know your fullest potential unless you max out, man. You're not gonna know what you're capable of unless you push yourself to the limit, right? Let's just say, for instance, squats. Okay, the only reason why I'm using this reference because I just did it the other day. You know, try to go to the gym every so often and try to just maintain my overall fitness, my overall health, best way that I can. And I put myself to the test. You know, I was like, you know what? I was on the Smith machine and I put, you know, I was doing my sets. I was like, you know what? Bump it. Let's put 4 plates on each side, man. So I had my spotting partner, and you know, he tacked on 4 plates on each side, and I pushed myself. And when I went down, I locked it out and I pushed it up, right? And so now I have an idea of how much my body is able to withstand, how much my body is able to take on, how much pressure, how much tension, how much resistance my body is capable of taking on. Okay? So now I can gauge and see my level, my strength for the next go round. For the next time I do it, I can base it off of that to see if I've made any form of increase or gain, you know, increase in my overall strength. You see? So in like manner, when it comes to this faith, when it comes to this truth, the Lord may very well give you something that's going to put you, that's going to require you to test your limits. You know, put you to the max. You know, you're gonna get this PR, man. He's that ultimate spotter. you know how you got a spotter on the squat rack or on the bench, and he's that. You know, Yahweh Shema Shai is that motivator, standing on the back end. He's not gonna let that weight fall on you, right? So he gonna make sure you got, you know, you do your form, you get down, you squat it. He gonna make sure you get up, you know, and that's that. The Lord gonna make sure you get back up, man. Okay, that's why he knows he's not gonna put more on your plate than you can even bear, that you can handle. It don't make no sense, you know. So, but yeah, man. All right, let's get back to the scripture. Okay, so let's get where was I going with this? Let's go to Zechariah. Go to the book of Zechariah 7 and 12. Hey, shalom everybody on the comment board. Yakanana, Kahala Yahabashim Yahshai. System. All right. This is Zechariah chapter 7 and verse 11, and it reads, But they refused to hearken and pulled away their shoulders and stopped their ears that they should not hear. So this is tying back into what we brought out earlier in Jeremiah the 7th chapter, or the Jeremiah the 6th chapter. Okay. And to recap, let me go to it real quick for those who just tuned in. Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 10, and it reads, To whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear? Behold, their ears uncircumcised, they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach, and they have no delight in it. Therefore I am full of fury of the Lord, and I am weary of holding it in. I will pour out upon the children abroad, and upon the assembly of the young men together, for even the husbandman and the wife shall be taken, and age with him that is full of days, right? So, and the Lord is going to pour out his wrath and his fury upon those who reject or who despise the words of the Lord, who refuse to hear. Okay, so going back to Zechariah chapter 7 and 11, it says, but they refused to hearken and pulled away their shoulder. So that's like somebody reaching out to you, trying to get your attention, and they just kind of like nudge you off, man. Like, get off of me, right? And stop their ears that they should not hear. So you see that often, man. You know, someone reaching out to you, trying to get your attention, you shrug the shoulder, you shrug the shoulder away, and you're like, it's like annoying, like a little pest, right? Like a little fly, like a gnat, get away. And that's how they treat you, right? But we're not out here, trying to get everybody's attention. We're not out here to try to get everybody to hearken to the words of the Lord. If anything, we're just trying to get people to hear the judgment, right? To hear the words of the Lord, thus saith the Lord, what the Lord is going to bring forth, the judgment that he's going to bestow upon this place. You see? And the judgment of the enemy, okay? Or the righteous judgment for the hopeful elect, which is the kingdom. It says, verse 12, yea, they made their hearts as adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which the Lord of hosts have sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts. Okay, so it said that they want to have the heart or the mind of an adamant stone. In other words, our people were going to be known as hard-headed. Okay, and you oftentimes hear that in the so-called black community growing up. Your family, your aunts or your uncles, you growing up being a little badass and be like, damn, you hard-headed, or you don't want to listen. I done told you not to do that. I done told you not to put your hand on that stove, or I told you to come in before the lights come on at night, right? You hard-headed, you don't listen, right? So that's a common trait that a lot of our people have, man. Okay? So that just goes to show more precisely who the scriptures are written for and who it's directed toward. All right? It says, therefore it has come to pass that as he cried and they would not hear. So they cried and I would not hear, saith the Lord of hosts. So even when they cry, man, the Lord is not going to hear them, man. Okay, and rightfully so. Right? Goes into that in Proverbs, the first chapter. Okay? They're going to try to call it to the Lord, but the Lord, he's not going to hear them, man. And he's going to laugh at their calamities. Right? And he's going to do so by way of the prophets. People think that we got a long time here, man. People think that we got a long time here and a long time coming that we can kind of bypass everything that's going on and postpone it and put it off, right? But no, man, the times that we're living in is ramping up, man. The Lord is at work. And if you don't see it, man, you're lost in the sauce, man. And you're going to be lost in the sauce during Jacob's trouble. You're not going to get that word, okay? Or you're not going to get that word that the Lord puts in your heart or in your spirit to not go out in the streets, okay? To not be going out here trying to party when martial law troops are out here, fucking people up. The Lord's not going to put that spirit on you to stay your ass home, okay? Or stay indoors or stay, in shelter. Right? Because you're gonna have wicked people, wicked jakes. They're gonna go out there and try to be rebellious, okay, and be stupid, okay, and get out there and get in trouble, get locked up, or get put to death, right? And it's gonna take a lot of judgment in order for people for it to click for them, man. It's almost like Jake need that reassurance constantly. Not even that. It's gonna take something drastic to happen in order for Jake for it to finally click for them. That goes right straight back into the Lord making their hearts as an adamant stone, their minds as being hard-headed as a people, sottish people, okay, stubborn people, right? But that's why it's important for the men of the Lord, right, to stand upon our watch, okay? That's why it's so important to stay on our watch, man. Stand upon our watch towers. Sound the alarm. Okay? Whether they're here or whether they forbear. You're going to get more people that forbear and reject the words that we're speaking than those who hearken, than those who listen. Right? Let me get Habakkuk chapter 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. So, hey, this is us standing on our watchtower, man. You know, the Lord set up men. Certain men have certain watchtowers, you know, certain pillars, and we're overseeing and watching everything take place on the earth. Imagine a confined area, a city, right? And imagine men surrounding the parameters of this tall infrastructure, overseeing what's approaching the city. You can see from miles out. Okay? Well, spiritually speaking, okay, everything outside of this city, Jerusalem, all right, Yasha Allah, Israel, outside of this city, okay, you know, everything outside of the city is the world. And you can see what's coming or approaching your city before it even gets there, miles out. Okay? And as a watchman, what did they do? They sounded the alarm. They sounded the trumpet. They blew the trumpet, sounded the alarm. Okay? But what happened when the alarm was sounded and nobody got to moving? Nobody got to putting two and two together. Oh, that's the sound of an alarm, or that's the sound of a trumpet. Let me probably get ready and get ready for battle, because something's about to pop off. You see? Someone in their right mind will consider those ways and consider that, right? Real quick, I'm gonna get back to that, but I want to let's go back to the book of Corinthians. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 7. And even things without life giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sound, how shall it be known what is pipe or harp? And you can tell by the distinction of the sound, man, right? You know, the times that the distinction of this sound is urgency. Get right before it's too late. Okay? It says, verse 8, for if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? See? And we're not this is an uncertain sound to a lot of people. Okay? This is an uncertain sound. This is that new song that people can't get hip to because they don't understand it. See? It says, let me read that again. For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? You think these people out here are preparing themselves for what's to come? You know? The answer is no, man. They're not getting ready, spiritually speaking. They may try to get ready carnally. They may try to, deposit certain money into their accounts and, withdraw things, sell things so they can have more funds, or they may gather up doomsday prepper BS, right, in hopes that that's going to keep them alive. But none of that is going to save you, man. None of that. Okay? So are they really preparing themselves? No. Because the only way to prepare yourself for the battle that's to come is to, turning your life over to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Giving your all and serving him. Doing what's necessary for salvation. See? Which is what? To do what the Lord called you to do. Right? Whether that's to be a prophet, a teacher, okay, or serving the ministry, assisting the body. Okay? So let's go back to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. And it says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. So the vision is yet for an appointed time. And we're at that appointed time where prophecies are about to speed up. Okay? It's not going to be like that Ezekiel, the 12th chapter, where it goes into how they ask, or the Lord asking, what is this proverb that's being spoken of in Israel, saying that the vision is yet far off, or something along those lines, right? But the Lord said he's going to make that proverb to cease, okay? Because they'll keep pawning it off to the next generations to come, but they don't take account things that have been written and tie them in with the things that are taking place in the earth, right? They can't put two and two together, right? Because they're not putting two and two together. Those are the ones that's going to be putting it off, not preparing themselves for the battle, getting ready. And the result of that is what? Destruction. The result of that is judgment from up high, on high, man. The wrath of the Lord. They're not meditating on the terrors of the Lord. They're not meditating on the possibilities of what could happen to them and their families, right? We consider those things, man. And that's why we do what we do, because we fear the Lord, right? We take into account what falling back into this world can do, the downside of what it can do to us and our families and our loved ones. We love our families, man. We may love them less than the Lord, but we still love them. Of course we do. Love our parents. Love our siblings, our children, right? Brothers that got wives. Love your wives, right? So what we doing, you could potentially, based off of this alone, your family may benefit from it. Your family may repent, and get right in that last hour, right? The Lord may save them and have mercy on your family, on your children, right? You may be a single parent. The Lord may have mercy on your kids, man. See? So there's more to this than self, man. There's more to it, right? The Lord considers all these things. All right, and those who understand, who have sound judgment, who use wisdom, can see these things, right, and prepare themselves accordingly. And the way we preparing ourselves is through spiritually, okay, taking heed to these words that the Lord had written and put before, making it plain upon tables for us, because the Lord he didn't have to make it plain for us. We could have been reading this till we're blue in the face, and then it never would have clicked. You see. But the Lord saw something in us, okay, in you, right? Saw something in you that He trusted you enough to grasp this concept, to grasp this truth. He trusted you. Let me prove that. This is also in the book of, I want to say it's either 2 Corinthians or maybe Ephesians. Let me see. Bear with me. Oh wait, Salakia. Let me see if I look it up. Salakia, bear with me, Salakia, for this. Hold on. I know what I want, but I can't think of the... Let's get Ephesians. Let's see. I think it's in Ephesians. I can't find it. Salakia. I can't find the scripture that I'm looking for, but Lord willing, it comes to me. But in other words, the Lord made known these things unto us because He trusted us to have this knowledge, this wisdom, okay, this proper understanding. Here it is, 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, 1 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. For our exhortation was not of deceit, nor of uncleanliness, nor in guile, but as we were allowed of the Most High to be put in trust with the gospel, even so we speak, not as pleasing men, but the Most High, which trieth our hearts. All right. So the Lord put this knowledge within us, within our inward parts, because he entrusted us with the gospel, man. You see? So the Lord saw something in you, man, for the Lord to have put this truth in you, right? Now it's a matter of what you're going to do with it. You're going to sit on it or hide it under a bushel, okay? Or are you going to let it shine before men? The answer is yours. Choice is yours, right? Really, it's not, because, hey, all man's goings are of the way of the Lord. You just got to pray and hope that, that we got to pray and hope that what we're doing, okay, is solidifying our salvation in hopes that we do. Okay, in hopes that we get the hell up out of Babylon the Great. All right. So Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3: for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Right. So though it tarry, wait for it. Right. In other words, be patient. Okay. Be patient when things try you, man. Be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. All right. Be patient on receiving the salvation, to receiving your crowns, man, because patience is the virtue, man, right? This is Baruch 4:25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck. You see? It says, my delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemy. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for ye shall be redeemed of him that brought these things upon you. It says, be of comfort, because we're going to be comforted by the same one who put us through these things. Okay, the Lord's going to comfort us, man, and we're going to see we're going to see that comfort in Jacob's trouble. Okay, we're going to see that comfort, right? These are the times that we're living in, man. So I want to bring out a couple articles real quick through the Spirit. So I came across a couple that I was going to speak on a little earlier, and just never got to it. But I want to read a couple of these articles that's going on. Okay, this is from shtfplan.com. It says Yellowstone's Biscuit Basin explodes, sending tourists running. Right. So the Yellowstone, which is it's a national park up there in like the Midwest, okay? It just exploded randomly, right? Around 10 a.m. yesterday, okay? So when I had mentioned earlier that even the earth is mourning, even the earth is groaning, for the return of the Lord, man, this is proof, man. Volcanoes erupting, earthquakes, right? So on and so forth. Let's get real quick. Let's get is it Isaiah 29? Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6. It says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Right? So those tourists and those people that were surrounding that area, that generalized location, man, they got a small glimpse of what the Lord's judgment was, man. Okay? The Lord's judgment it far exceeds nature, okay? What they call Mother Nature. People test nature, man. And it's not even nature in itself, but it's really the Lord, right? You got fucking storm chasers, tornado. There's a movie called Twister out right now. It's a remake, a spin-up of the old one that came out, I want to say, in the early 90s, okay? But they just revamped it and made it more modernized. You see, you got idiots. It's primarily Esau, primarily, Edom, out here chasing storms, chasing tornadoes, knowing that the Lord can easily shift it, increase its strength, and take you up, man, and throw you off somewhere and off the deep end. You see, they know these things, yet these are, quote unquote, thrill seekers, right? Thrill seekers that are, that could, potentially put them to death, man. They're testing the Lord. They're tempting Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Let's get the book of Hebrews. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Right? The scriptures also going not to tempt the Lord. Right? Let's get that in see if I can find it. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of that scripture. Right? This is it's in the beginning of the Gospels, man. The book of Matthew, right? Matthew chapter 4 and verse 7 says, Yahweh Shai said unto him, it is written, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power. Right? And that's exactly what they do, man. They tempt the Lord. See, let's get it in the Old Testament. Okay. This is Deuteronomy chapter 6 and 16. Ye shall not tempt Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai your power, as he tempted him in Massah. Right? Once again, don't tempt the Lord, man. Yet these devils are doing it. You know, so the Lord is showing his judgment little by little. Let's get the book of Romans, the 8th chapter. Okay, because even the earth is groaning and wants the return of the Lord. This is the book of Romans chapter 8 and Romans chapter 8 and verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High, the sons of God. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him whom have subjected the same in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. So even the nature itself, okay, is groaning because this devil is in power, man. Okay, and just as they're groaning and in pain, right, and ready to explode, so are the sons of God, man. Okay, the elect. Let's see what else he got. Verse 23, and not only they, but ourselves. See, so not only nature itself, and not only the creatures, okay, the beasts of the field, right, the animals. You see it, you know, these, you know, hunters, these, I forget, poachers. I think that's what they call them. These people that go to Africa. They're from all places around the world, Europe, Australia, you know, and they'll go to Africa just to hunt down lions and giraffes and shit. You see, that's what you call poachers. You know, these animals are living in their homes, you know, doing what they're supposed to do, okay, as creatures on the of the earth, right? And then here you got poachers coming in, these Edomites, these devils coming in and knocking them off one by one, and then you know, cutting their heads off and putting them as a token of accomplishments on their walls when they get back home. Man, these devils have got to go, man. They got to go. It says, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. Okay, we're ready for the adoption, and that adoption is being beamed up and taken up into these chariots that the Lord is going to send. Okay, you know, the redemption of our body, to be redeemed. All right, to be taken out of these earthly bodies, man, and be put into new ones, glorious ones that won't ever go old, that won't decay, right? Because Esau has had their hand in running this world, man. The lifespan of man has decreased exponentially, man. Okay, based off of its moral decay. Okay. Let me read something in NLT. Let's get the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 28. Proverbs 28:2. When in the NLT, and it reads, when there is moral rot within a nation, its government topples easily. But wise and knowledgeable leaders bring stability. Okay? Who is that wise and knowledgeable leader? Right? The leaders of Israel, starting with the apostles and the elders, great millstone, starting with, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramlab, Apostle Rakah on down. Okay, those are the leaders of Israel. Those are the leaders of the world, right? Because the Lord bestowed upon them the knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding of this truth, which far exceeds the knowledge of this world. Okay? It says, but wise and knowledgeable leaders bring stability. Okay? Through the teachings of the scripture, the teachings of Yahushua, it stabilizes the body, man. And that's why we're able to stand boldly upon our feet. Okay? And stand true. Right? And the Lord is sustaining us, keeping us out here. All right? But when it says, when there is moral rot within a nation, its government topples easily. You see it's caving in from within. Okay? It's decaying. The system, the beast system, is decaying from within itself. Right? And that's why we're seeing this government topple. That's why we're seeing this place fall. And the effects of that, we're feeling the effects of it in terms of our lifespans, our bodies aching, our bodies going through certain pains. All right, we're going, we're suffering, all forms of plagues of the minds. Demons attacking people. Demons trying to plague our minds and try to get us to act out of character. Playing with us, toying with us. That's why you got to stay true, man. Stand firm, stay spiritual, stay locked in, right? Locked in the spirit. But that's the result of this man being in power, okay? We're all feeling the effects of it. Us and nature itself. See? Let's get another article, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. This is all going to be on the People's Voice. The People's Voice .tv, and it says WEF plotting catastrophic grid outage that will permanently reset America before the election. Okay, a catastrophic grid outage. Now, we just witnessed last week. Okay, I think it was either Thursday or Friday, right? IT outage, and I did a lesson on it, that it affected various industries, man. The health industry, the transportation, airlines were affected, businesses, shopping markets, stores, all those things, cell phones. Okay, a lot of things were affected by that outage. Now, that was just a test run, and they happen to do that quite often. They'll do something as a test to see if they can get how the people react, and then they base the solution off of how people respond. I forget where there's like a saying. It's like 3 words. It's like the problem, the reaction, and the solution, or something like that. They create the problem, they find the solution, right? Or no, sorry, they create a problem, they get a reaction, and they find a solution, something like that. And that's exactly what they're doing. Okay, they put it in on movies, they put it on TV shows. The Simpsons has they put a lot of the stuff on The Simpsons. It's funny how they do that. You know, you saw how what's her name is now elected or not is nominated for a presidential nomination, Kamala Harris. You know, and they predicted that on The Simpsons episode, like back what back in 2000, the early 2000s. You know, so it's all being set up. You know, revelation of the method. You know, they'll let you know before they actually do it. Okay, there was that movie. Not Leave the World Behind, but not Leave the World. Was it Leave the World Behind? I can't think of the name. But with the whole attack, the cyber attack that happened, and they was off in the woods and somewhere upstate New York, you know, and the Tesla cars was ramming into each other because, you know, whatever, man. But these things they'll put in front of your face, and to the average person, it's just pure entertainment, and that's all it is, right? But for those who are in the know, who are paying attention to what's going on, we put two and two together and realize that this is the way that they're letting us know that what their plans are. Okay. Now it says the World Economic Forum in Davos is planning what they describe as a catastrophic grid outage with the stated goal of creating a permanent reset in the U.S. before the November election. So now they're putting a date on when they anticipate these things to take place. Okay, they're saying they're considering it to be in the beginning stages of the election, right before the election. You know, the new fiscal year, because the new fiscal year starts, you know, October 1st, right? And it generates funds and all these things. It all comes down to greed and money. You know, the government gets some, you know, money in the new year, the new technical fiscal year, right? You know, wars are brewing up, right, which generate more money. You know, then they say that a grid outage, you know, could potentially take place. You know, it says, according to insiders, the CrowdStrike outage was the final preparation for a devastating cyber attack on the U.S. power grid that will disconnect the public from the internet, wipe out savings, and plunge the nation into chaos for years, allowing the elite to roll out the next phase of their totalitarian master plan. Okay, so this next you know, event that takes place, they saying that it could possibly take years to recoup. You know, saying that it can take years, right? But it says it's going to plunge the nation into chaos, allowing them to roll out their agenda, which is what? The MOTB, the central bank digital currencies. Okay, they're trying to get rid of the physical dollar. Okay, the fiat currency. Okay, so those same people that was trying to prepare and get ready for you know, doomsday prepping and taking their money out of the accounts and, you know, hiding it under their bed, man, that's going to be null and void, man. It's not going to mean much, you know, because those things aren't going to, it's not what's going to save you. Okay, but what's going to happen to the average person, okay, who gets a check and goes to the bank and deposits that check? They can't even take the money out, right? So these people who these workers, these hard workers, you know, who are putting their hard efforts into a job, okay, not even to see reap the benefits of working, because they're not going to have access to it. How do you think that's going to cause the people to react? You see what happened with the airports when this thing happened, when this whole Microsoft IT outage or whatever happened. People were stuck in airports. They couldn't even get out. They could have been on business trips, visiting family, loved ones, people who were on, you know, probably on their dying bed to go, and they were people trying to get there to visit. You know, they missed out on all that, man. You see, So there was a reaction of people, a reaction, okay? And they were testing it. It was just a test, a trial period. Well, just wait until the real thing happens. When everything goes down, everything gets shut down. Okay? Then what are you gonna say? What's gonna be people's response in that day? All right? Well, they think they're gonna go run to their state capital, or not the state capital, but their state. Are they gonna go to these courts? They're gonna go to who? They gonna go to? Police? They ain't gonna help you. They just as screwed as you are, right? So that lies a question: where do you go? Who do you go to? And if you don't have those answers, man, you're through. You're done for. If you don't have that answer, you're done. And the answer to that, the solution to that is, is the Lord. Plain and simple. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You see? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is your answer, is your solution. Right? And if you don't have the Lord and you don't know those names, hey, you better figure it out. Fuck around and find out and wait till the last minute. All right? You're out of there. You're done. You're cut. Okay? You don't want to be on the side of destruction. Right? If anything, you want to be on the side of salvation. You want to be on the side of deliverance. Okay? So that was pretty much it. All right, for this camp session. All right, Lord willing, it was edifying. So with that, I'm going to turn to east, give our honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the hopeful elect that are out there diligently pushing His word, truth, and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, until next time, Shalom and Abad Babal. Shalom.